Do you know what is considered, when it comes to vibrational resonance, when it comes to frequency, what is considered the emotion that is the lowest on the frequency scale, on the vibrational scale? Can you think what that is? You might be guessing depression, anxiety, hopelessness. Well, the lowest, well, from what we know currently, I'm sure this will, as we expand and evolve, we'll always discover more. But right now, the lowest emotional frequency for you to be in, to be sitting in, to be subconsciously carrying is guilt. Yes. Guilt. Shame follows pretty quickly after. Guilt is a really, really low frequency for you to be in. So my guidance to you and my suggestion is, if you are struggling with guilt, you should look into how you can release and shift that frequency and move it up the vibrational scale. So there's a ladder, there's a scale of emotions, and we calibrate them on different rungs of the ladder. And one of the lowest is guilt and shame. They are the most disempowering emotional states that you can be in. I would much rather see my client or my friend in a state of feeling anger over guilt. Anger is actually much further up the emotional scale than you'd imagine. Here's my little light ball. Middle eye, laser beam. Anyway, anger is your disempowered self returning back into your body saying, my power is coming back. Something has happened that has crossed a boundary, crossed a line, and I'm feeling my anger. Anger is a much better frequency state to be in than depression. I always say depression is anger turned inside out. It's anger turned inward toward the self, causing deep rest, causing you to be pushed down and causing a depression in your energy field, so that you will go in and face your anger, face your pain, your hurt, your trauma. If you've been in a state of depression, finding a way to move into anger temporarily will help move you up the vibrational scale. I'm not talking about sitting in rage and anger for 20 years, which some people do. I'm talking about in the moment, in the present. Perhaps even better if you're there with me as your healer or somebody else that you go to for energy work, who can hold a space for you. Allow yourself to access safely that anger. And once you genuinely, sincerely are present with that feeling, it will move up and out through the chakras, and you will feel that expansive space in your energy field again. You'll feel the freedom that being honest with that anger, with that sense of betrayal or whatever it was, and just observing it, witnessing it, and feeling it, that you're able to let it move out through the body, through the energy field, through the layers of the energy bodies. Back to guilt. Guilt is often at the root of insomnia, of sleepless nights, anxiety, depression as well. Often when we go into these layers, the root is often guilt or shame. At the very, very end, you can have depression, you can have worries, anxiety. But when we go layer by layer by layer, which is the work I do, we're able to get, we're the princess and the pea, right? You know that old fable about the princess who, she had hundreds and hundreds of mattresses, but she couldn't sleep. And every time they put more mattresses on, and she still couldn't sleep. And when they eventually took away all the layers of the mattresses, they found it was just a tiny little pea. I always feel that that story is about the vibrational, emotional root of our issues, right? She couldn't sleep, she couldn't rest because she had this unrest in her energy, in her consciousness, which was the pea. Guilt is like that. It can be buried under layers and layers of emotions and feelings. And until we are willing to take the time to gently go into where we're feeling the surface feeling, and then what is the feeling under that feeling, we're always going to keep going under the layers of feelings until eventually, when you get to the guilt or the shame or whatever is at the P that's causing you that unrest, then you come into this void, this emptiness. And I notice with clients, some clients think that emptiness is not good. They say, oh, there's just nothing there. There's emptiness. And they think that this is something's gone wrong in the session. And I say, whoa, this is brilliant. This is celebration. Because that emptiness, that void, is a clearing. You see, humans would rather cling to murky energy and murky feelings over nothingness, because humans love drama and humans love to complicate things, and humans have been educated to attach and to hoard things rather than let them go and free them up, rather than create space and allow for new fresh energy to come in. If you reach that void space, well done. You've done the work. You've cleared. It's like clearing out the attic and suddenly having all this space that you can have new experiences in. Maybe you're going to turn the attic into some beautiful meditation room or chill out space, or a place to practice yoga, or a place to sit with your friends and have a glass of wine. That's what we're doing with our energy field. So when we clear these blocks, life is able to flow in and to fill up those spaces with good things, with happy experiences, with experiences that do not match the guilt that you've been harboring, that you've been carrying, perhaps since childhood. When you have guilt in your energy field, you will attract guilty people. You will attract people who will do something to cause more guilt, either for you or for them. And you'll bang against each other until one of you or both of you are willing to stop and go, wow, there's something in here. There's something I'm carrying that is being reflected back to me in my external life. So often our biggest catastrophes or a sudden tragedy in our life is the universe's way of saying, please stop and be still. Please reflect. Please clear out your attic, or clear out the dungeon. Clear out the basement of your energy field. And when you do that, you free up so much space, and suddenly the chakras have energy again. They're no longer sluggish. And you go about your day differently. You're lighter. There's a pep in your step because you're not carrying bags of guilt in your energy field. And by the way, guilt is a human emotion. It has nothing to do with God or source. The God source is not looking upon you saying, you are guilty, you have done something wrong. Absolutely not. Guilt is your ego, small self, judging yourself. Or it could be when you were a child, you felt that you somehow didn't measure up for your parents, or you weren't the child that they truly wanted, or you're the black sheep of the family, and you have some guilt about that. You're carrying guilt about that time, about that trauma, which had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with your innocence, your purity, and your worthiness. So if you're carrying guilt, please let yourself off the hook. Forgive yourself now for nothing. It's not that you need to forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. But sometimes the ego just wants that little ritual of, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for ever thinking that I needed to feel guilt or carry this guilt. That in itself is great awareness and is very, very powerful. So if you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe for more. I'm enjoying these little tidbits. I feel that sometimes we need to be reminded, and sometimes we don't know these things, and it's great to educate and learn more. And I love to teach, and I love to share the guidance that I've received in my own life and working with clients. So yeah, search your energy. If you find any little threads of guilt, remove them, forgive yourself, forgive the other people. Know that you were doing the best you could at the time. Awareness is a great thing. High insight is a great thing. But do understand on a deep cellular level, in your energy, in your soul, that your higher self, your inner being, the God source, your angels are never, ever accusing you of being guilty. They are never judging you. They are never pointing the finger. That is from the human side of you, the human experience. So give yourself that freedom today. And if you need help working through your guilt, please let me know. You can contact me at avinedoyle.com. There's a contact page on my website there. You can also go to Telegram, Super Soul Skills, and you can receive free guidance content there as well. Sending you so much love. Have a guilt-free day.